Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is September 23rd, 8:35 a.m. And let's get into these markets here. Pretty crazy. We are, as I'm speaking, down 1.29% on the ES. NQ's down 1.33%. The Russell's down 1.43%. Crude is down 3.43%. Crazy. Silver is down 3.55%. Dollar's up to 112. Crazy. TNX is up 1.454%. The VIX is up to 28.82. Wow. So, with that said, let's get into those charts. So, what did we do yesterday, right? Well, we did wind up gapping down a little bit and filling the gap. But then we went kind of chopped around yesterday, right? It was kind of like a gap down and we held, right? In the SPY. So, we got my key level 371.88 down here. We'll talk about where we're going, but let's just look at the Qs. I had a 280 level here that kind of found some support yesterday. We gapped down. In the SPY, I kind of filled the gap, I guess. And have a key level here, 276.75, right? 280 found support. That was also the overnight low. So, but that was the SPY, right? That was the Qs. So let's look at some levels. Now, this here on the real, obviously this is just trading hours, not overnight levels, 371.88, right? So let's go into what it's doing now, and you can see that 371.88 broke it. Actually made it a low of 368.87 in the overnight, and we're kind of hanging out down here. Okay, so we broke this level. I have a feeling we might pop up to this level today. We're a little oversold. So, obviously the market doesn't have to do it, I think, but that could be in the cards today. Let's look at the Qs, right? So the Qs, okay, came to this 280 level yesterday, but in the overnight, it broke that, and it broke my key level 276.75 as well. And now the market made a low 275, and we found resistance already at 276. Okay, so we're just smashing through levels here. So, like I said, we've been selling off, and this went to a key level. So, like myself, I had some trades on. I'm definitely looking to take profit at the open if we stay here. I'm hoping we stay here, and then we should probably get a pop in the market. How high, I don't know. Maybe to 280. We'll see. We'll go into it in the futures. Let's go over to the NDX. The 10-year yield. I'm sorry. Look at this. This is friggin' crazy what it did yesterday. Look at that. Holy mackerel. That is an insane move. And we gapped higher today. We're at 3.76. This is nuts. Look at the highs when we went to the lows. That's when the market bottomed out in June. Look at where we're at now. Crazy. Remember, bonds are smart money. So that is not good for equities. Okay, that is really not good. All right, let's move into those futures. Okay. All right. Went over what happened yesterday. Okay. I can show you really quickly. The single prints that I talked about here, remember that's emotional selling. Look at that. Couldn't even break into the single prints at all yesterday. Filled the gap, but couldn't break into the single prints. Very interesting, right? Just wanted to point that out. And then we kind of made a weak low here with the overnight session, right? And that was broken, obviously, because now look where we are. We're at 37.20. So we're gapping lower, and we're at the bottom of the range of the overnight session. We're right at the lows, and look at this. It's the most traded price of the overnight is at the lows. Okay. Another thing to point out, and what I said needed to happen. Look what happened too. So yesterday, the most traded price was here. That was the most traded price. That was around 38. It's called 38.80. I said we needed, if we moved lower, we needed to move this value down lower. So that's what happened yesterday. So now the most traded price of the week is 37.80. We actually moved value lower. That is very bearish. Okay. So large gap downs are not easy to read. They're just not. They're just not easy to read. Okay. So I'm in the scenarios. There'll be scenarios, and they'll probably equally weighted. But what I'm seeing right now, we're 100% net short in the overnight, and the most trades have happened at the lows. That is setting up for a fade back. Most shorts are here. Most trades are here. If there's any kind of push higher off the open, shorts are covering. We're going back. I don't know if we make it back to the most traded price. We could make it back to the supply zone, but that definitely, or RTH lows here to fill the gap. That definitely could be in the cards. Okay, we're past the key level. Definitely in the cards. Okay, let's look at the Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq barely filled the gap yesterday. Okay, couldn't get into the single prints. All right. However, Nasdaq wasn't able to move value lower. It didn't have enough volume here to make the 5-day, the most traded price of the week, move lower yet. Okay, ES did, the Nasdaq didn't. Doesn't make it. I mean, look at price down here right now. Okay, so we're at, the Nasdaq right now is at 114.04. Okay, 114.04. Large gap down. Large gap down. Very hard to read, but we're at key levels. And like I said, I feel like people are going to take profits, and got a bunch of volume at the lows as well here. So something rips higher, they're going to cover. How far do we go? Do we fill the gap? Maybe we don't fill the gap, but that's going to cause some short covering there, some squeezing. 100% net long, pretty much everybody's, I'm sure, net short. So it's definitely setting up for the fade. Now if this price is maybe here when we open, or here, then the shorts have been squeezed already, and maybe that move's not there. But if we stay down at the lows at the open, that's definitely, I can definitely see maybe a push down and then push higher. So All right, let's look at the hourly charts here. Let's bring up the ES. Now, why is that? All right, let's bring up that ES. Alrighty. So we're in the demand zone right now. We broke through some key levels here. We're kind of bottoming out right here. So actually, I might even just put a level on there really quickly as I'm here. All right. So that's our support right now, 37.1850. Okay. This was a key level that it just broke. I would look to this level as a resistance level, as well as 37.7275. And we have some supply zones here if we do come back up. But now it's like, man, can we really hold these prices here? That'd be something. Okay. Patterns, I don't really, I mean, there was, I talked about it yesterday, there was a little head and shoulders that formed in the neckline, and it would broke overnight though. Okay. So we got to really see here, you know, maybe in the grand scheme of things, maybe we look at a 4 hour. Let's see here. And really see where we're at here. Here's the lows. And we're not far away. It's pretty crazy. Not too far away. I don't think that happens today, but man, that would be nuts if we break it and go down there. I don't think so though. Alright, let's go back to the hourly. Now let's look at the Nasdaq now. All right. So Nasdaq, man, this is like same thing, right? So it broke. Let's see here. This was a level that got broken, but so we're hanging around here, 114.03 support. We kind of broke this demand zone here, so we already broke this, and we're hanging out at the lows. Obviously, this was a key support level as well that it kind of just ripped down. So really, if there is a bounce, can we get back to the supply zone and maybe test this old support of 115.56? Let's see. You know, again, we had the shoulder, the head, shoulder, kind of broke this neckline overnight. So that happened already. So we really have to see. This is pretty nuts. This market's really, I mean, this is a pretty nice sell-off here. We're a little oversold here. I mean, we made a move from here all the way to here now. That's a pretty significant drop. Okay, so let's see what we got today. All right, let's see what we have in the cards. Go to that zoomed in chart. Just give me 1 second here. Man, volume's looking pretty good too. Let's see here. Man, volume's looking real good. I'll show you guys that in a second. Crude's like really pushing the lows too. Let's look at that volume really quickly. We got ES is at 142% of its regular volume, relative volume, and Q's 135% of its normal volume. Crude is at 108%. So getting huge volume overnight relative to what's normal, which could be expected, should be expected. All right, let's go to that market profile. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, like I said before, we're 100%, pretty much 100% net short. We're at the lows right now. We're right here. Most trader price of the overnight is here. Okay, we're still in a demand zone. What I see now looking at this, one scenario is a fade off the open. What is that going to look like, right? So this could look like this. We open here. If we stay here at the lows, regardless where we go, I think we can push down at the edge of this demand zone, and I think we go right up and we test this 3750, and one or two things happens from the 3750. Either we find resistance and we kind of like come back down and start building value down here, or we go back up, go into the supply zone, chop around, and come right up into here, and either we can balance here, or we're going back down into here. That's one thing that can happen, right? And the question always is the question for today will be, can we fill the gap? This is the market general information we're going to get from today. Like, if we do have shorts cover, and this is the first level that we'd have to contend with, can we fill the gap? Maybe we can't even make it there, and we come back down. That will tell us something, right? Sellers are strong. But if we do fill it and then kind of push up, market doesn't move down in straight lines, and that's why I'm going to give you that first scenario. All right. So, obviously, a bearish scenario. I could still see pushing down, pushing up, finding some resistance here, try to fill the gap, fail, come back down, and I think we balance here. Okay. And if there's going to be a bull run, I still think we can come down, push higher, squeeze those shorts, come up here, contend with this, push up here, and then balance off and maybe come try to go up here and fail and balance here. I just don't see a bull run in the scenario. I mean, it's very unlikely. So, not much going to change for the Nasdaq. Okay, not much is going to change. So we're down here. Okay, I still think that we push down. I mean, this zone's been broken already, but I still think we can push down off the open, hit the overnight lows, come up, squeeze those shorts. This is the first resistance line. Either we come back down from here or we go back in and we fill the gap. And if we fill the gap, we could get some resistance, pop under, pack back up here to this next level, and I think we find in supply zone with the 115.56, and I think we can come back down and maybe balance out. And then another scenario could be push down, squeeze the shorts, come here, fail to fill the gap, come back down, and maybe we even make new lows here and kind of balance here. And then finally push down, push up here, come in, fill the gap, push higher into supply, hit the most traded price and almost the overnight highs, and that's about maybe pump up, and that's all she wrote, and then we come back down and balance. So overall theme, as you guys can now see, is I feel like we push down and basically squeeze those shorts, and it's just a matter of do we fill the gap or not in both the Nasdaq and the ES. Can we fill it? If we fill it, and how high do we move into the gap? And if we can't fill it, then that just tells you sellers are too strong, right? But we're pretty much, we're oversold right now, and we're at key levels, below key levels. People are going to probably take some profits. So, but could we just push lower? I don't think that's highly likely. Could, not highly likely. So that's about it. I wish everybody good luck today. Hope everybody has a green day. I'm definitely looking to take some profits off the open because I feel like that fade's gonna come in. So please give me a like, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else. Maybe, like I said, I might make separate videos about trades in the future. But tell your friends, traders, retweet me, do whatever, share the channel. I'm trying to grow it. So, and I'll see you guys not tomorrow. Today's Friday. So, we have Jerome Powell speaking today, 2 p.m. So that might even go more into squeezing some shorts from overnight, and then maybe people are gonna wait for 2 p.m. So just a reminder, there's some Fed speaking at 2 o'clock, Jerome Powell. And with that, I say I'll see you on Monday.